Now that I've shown you how to build your first ChatGPT app, let's zoom out a little bit. Because building a ChatGPT app is actually the easiest part, the real work is figuring out what you should build in the first place. In this video, I want to break down the strategy I use to turn an existing web app, mobile app, or e-commerce store into a ChatGPT app. This is the same framework that I use for my own project and also for my customers. First, let's start with research. ChatGPT app exists for one simple reason. It's because ChatGPT is simply bad at these three things: know, do, and show. Let me explain to you what that actually means. First, know. ChatGPT has a training cutoff. It doesn't know the live data. It doesn't know private data. If the answer depends on information that changes frequently or private data that live inside of your system, ChatGPT cannot reliably answer that. Any prompt that rely on real-time availability or proprietary data fall into the no category. Next, do. ChatGPT is very good at planning, but it cannot take actions. It cannot book your travel, buy your grocery, or incorporate your company. However, apps can talk to the real world like we see in the previous diagram. So any prompt that requires taking an action is a great candidate for a ChatGPT app. Next is show. ChatGPT is text first. Sometimes text is enough, but sometimes it isn't. If the information needs to be compared, visualized, or structured in a clear way, text doesn't work. You need tables, charts, cards, maybe a side-by-side comparison. Once you understand the do, know, and show, the strategy is very simple. Your job is to find prompts where ChatGPT struggles in one of these three categories. Those prompts are your opportunities. Now, let me show you some real examples. Let's start with no. One of my customers is a company called Baby Step IVF. They have a massive amount of live data about IVF clinics, success rate, live birth rates, data that updated regularly, that ChatGPT does not have access to this information. So they lean into it. They target the no prompts. Here are some of the exact prompts that they focus on. Find me the best IVF clinics near me with high live birth rates. Which California clinics have the highest success rate for women under 35? Tell me which IVF clinics had the best success rate according to CDC data. Recommend the top 3 clinics in Texas based on live birth data. Now let's talk about do. Another one of my clients is this company called Lexi AI. Lexi helped law firms incorporate their companies and handle things like converting from an LLC to a C Corp. But now they wanted to move from a B2B to a B2C business model. ChatGPT knows a lot about incorporation. It can explain the process in detail. It can list every single step, but it cannot do the incorporation itself. A ChatGPT app, though, can take action in the real world, so that's what Lexi's focus on. The prompt they target is, incorporate my company for me. Convert my company from an LLC to a C Corp. Once you have the list of prompts you're going to target, the next step is mapping the prompt to your system. In the next video, I will show you how I take one of these prompts and design a system around it. How I decide which data to plug in, what action the app should take, and what the UI should look like so that it fits naturally inside of ChatGPT. See you in the next one.